Hey guys, it's Haley. So today I have a very exciting video because this morning I got an email saying my 23andMe results had come in. So I've already looked at this, but I'm just going to show you everything that it says. And sorry I look gross right now, but it's been awful weather outside in Vancouver. It's literally been snowing for like the past 4 days. And I just didn't feel like getting ready. So before we look at this, I'm just gonna go over what I thought my results were gonna sort of look like. So my dad was born in Italy, and everyone from way back when we thought was also from Italy. So I thought that I would be right around 50% Italian, and then on my mom's side, we don't really know a whole lot except for I think my great-grandparents or great-great-great-grandparents were from Russia. So that's basically all I knew. I didn't really have much to go off of, but let's just get into it. So I'm gonna sign in here. Also, I've been sick for over a month, so I feel like crap. And let's go right over to the Ancestry composition. So, if we look at this, what it says is I am overall 99.9% European. Big shock. I just assumed that I was very, very close to 100% European. But what's interesting is I am also 0.1% Sub-Saharan African, which I didn't expect at all. That was a very odd one for me. I really didn't expect that. Like, I'm very ginger, obviously, and none of my family is from Africa. But I guess way down the line somewhere we had somebody. But anyways. And then there's also less than 0.1% unassigned. So that's just a DNA that they really couldn't pinpoint at all. So if we start in Southern Europe, it says I am 29.6% Italian definitively. So they could pinpoint all that DNA and they could figure that out. I'm also 0.4% Balkan. So if we look at this, Balkan says it's like Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, Croatia, Bosnia, and Herzegovina. Wait. Herzegovina, I don't know, I'm sorry. Serbia, Macedonia, Albania, Malta, and Montenegro. So basically all those places. So I'm thinking it's probably more like Greek. But, yeah, so 0.4% that. 0.1% Sardinian. So Sardinian is basically an island right off of Italy. It is part of Italy, I think. And then it says I am 13.9% broadly Southern European. So if you look at that, Southern European as a whole is all of these places. But I'm thinking, just like by using logic, I'm thinking that 13.9% is Italian because, and they just couldn't fully pinpoint it right down to Italy. But I truly do think that that is Italian because that would make the most sense. So yeah, that's what I think of that. And then if we look at Northwestern European, see, I didn't know whether to expect any British or like United Kingdom in there, but I guess I did. So if we look at this, it says I am 14.5% British and Irish. Sorry if I'm looking this way, I'm looking at the computer screen. Oops. But yeah, so 5%? So that would be the United Kingdom. So England, Scotland, and Wales. And then I guess Northern Ireland. And then Irish, so the Republic of Ireland. So that was interesting. And everyone always tells me I'm Irish because of the red hair. But I'm like, no, I'm like definitely not Irish. I don't have any Irish in me. But I guess I was wrong. This one I'm not too impressed about, to be honest. I'm just gonna go with German. But it says I'm 3.8% French and German, but it could also be any of these. So Germany, Netherlands, France, Switzerland, Belgium, Austria, and France. Oh, France again. I really didn't want to be French, even though I do kind of have a sort of French/English last name, which is Blanchard. But oh, I really didn't want to be French, so I'm gonna say I'm German there. And then I was really excited about this next one because all through my life, I obviously get a lot of comments on my hair, and so many people have been like, oh wow, you have like Viking hair. Like, they always say that I have hair just like the Vikings. And so I was really excited to see that I was a 1.4% Scandinavian. Yeah. And then there was another section of broadly Northwestern European. So they couldn't exactly pinpoint it down to countries, but it would be any of these countries. So United Kingdom, Germany, Ireland, Finland, Norway, Netherlands, France, Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Belgium, Austria, and Austria. So that's really cool. And then this is where I figured is my Russian coming through. So it says I am 3.9% Eastern European. So that could be either Russia, Poland, Hungary, Ukraine, Slovakia, the Czech Republic, Belarus, and Slovenia. But because of what I know about some of my family being from Russia, I'm just assuming that all of that is Russian. So that's really cool. And then there is 9.3% broadly European. So it could really be like, I'm a bit more Russian, or I'm a bit more Italian or British. They couldn't pinpoint it. So that's that. That's really cool. And then they also have my Neanderthal. So basically it says I have an estimated 2.3% of DNA is from Neanderthals. So that's actually less than the average person, the average European user. So mine's 2.3 and the average European user is 2.7. And then if we look here, this Andrew Brown, that's my cousin. So he actually did 23andMe as well, so we connected our things. But like an example Japanese person, they have on average 2.7%. My cousin has 2.6%. The example Chinese person would be 2.5. I'm 2.3, and then I guess possibly African people don't have as much DNA. So the example Nigerian person is 0.3%, so a very small amount. Oh, I'm going to show you some very interesting things right now. So most people don't show their health traits on these videos, but I don't really care, so I'm just going to do it. So my genetic risk factors. So they do have, before, when I opened this the first time, it did have 3 that were locked, because they are more like, what's the word? They're just more like, I can't even think of the word, honestly. I'm so stupid. They're just like worse diseases, basically. So the ones that were locked were Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, and what was it? Hereditary breast and ovarian cancer syndrome. So those 3 were locked. I opened them up. My Parkinson's disease risk was, the variant was absent, so it was typical risk. Same with the hereditary and ovarian breast cancer. But the one that actually did have something was the Alzheimer's disease. So it said that I'm going to open this up in another tab. It said that, now this isn't like a for sure, like I'm going to get Alzheimer's, but it's just, I have the variant there, or in this case I have 2 variants. So I'm just at a higher risk, basically. So for me, I have 1 copy of the APOE E3 variant, I think, and 1 copy of the E4 variant. So that would be E3/E4. And that is associated with a higher risk for developing Alzheimer's. So if we look at this, under mine, which would be E3, E4, in European ancestry, the frequency of that happening is 22.6%. And then African American would be 28%, and East Asian would be 17%. So if we look at this, table 3, the risk of developing Alzheimer's by 85, it says that with my variant, so E3, E4, in a woman, I have a 30 to 35% chance of developing Alzheimer's by 85 years old. Some people get really freaked out by that and they like worry about it a lot, but to me it's like life is life. Stuff happens, whatever. And then this was interesting. One second. Sorry, I've literally had this cough for over a month. So this one was interesting to me because I don't have celiac disease, from what I know. I think I would know if I did. But it said that I have a variant present for, so I don't have celiac disease, but this is interesting because I have a variant present for having a higher risk of developing celiac disease or having it. So that was interesting because I don't think I have celiac disease. I feel like I would know. But all these other ones, so there was a bunch of other traits, and all of mine were typical risk. So if we look at, there's just some drug response ones, like I metabolize this drug rapidly, and like I'm at an increased risk to be sensitive to this one and this one as well. So just some stuff like that. And then, oops, not that one. Traits. This was cool. So, the first trait it says is alcohol flush reaction. Does not flush. So that is true. I don't flush when I drink alcohol. Bitter taste perception. I can taste bitter stuff. Blonde hair. I had a 10% chance, or there's a 10% chance of me being blonde, which obviously is not true. Earwax type wet. I'm gonna say yes to that. That's true. Eye color, likely blue. I do have blue eyes. Hair curl, slightly curlier hair on average. That is true. I used to have very curly hair. It straightened out a little bit over the years, but it's still like kind of beach wavy. Lactose intolerance. I am likely tolerant, which I am. I love dairy products. Malaria, likely not resistant to one form of malaria. Muscle performance, likely a sprinter. That is true. When I was in softball years ago, I was the fastest runner on the team. Norovirus resistance. I am resistant to the most common strain, which I don't even know what that virus is, to be honest. So this was the interesting one. Red hair, which I very clearly have. Yes, this is my natural hair. It said that I had a 5% chance of being a redhead, because neither of my parents are redheads. My mom has brown hair and my dad has black hair, but it's red hair is due to a oh god, it's due to a frick. It's basically due to a genetic variance in the MC1R thing. I don't really know. It's part of your chromosomes. But basically, both parents have to be carriers of the redheaded gene for it to even be possible. You can't have one parent that's a carrier and one parent that's not, because then it just won't happen. So from what I've read online, if both parents are carriers, then there is I think 25% chance, or less I guess, of your kid being a redhead. And so my chance was 5% and I ended up in that chance. And obviously it says that I'm a carrier as well, because if you have red hair, you're a carrier. Smoking behavior, if a smoker, likely to smoke more. I don't smoke, so I wouldn't know. But generally, I don't know if that's true, because I have a very like non-addictive personality. I'm not like one of those people that would like smoke a pack a day if I was a smoker. Male pattern baldness obviously isn't applicable. Asparagus metabolite detection. Typical odds of detecting. So that's, I guess, when your pee smells really bad after you eat asparagus. I have never eaten asparagus, so I wouldn't know, but I'm assuming that it would be normal. Caffeine metabolism is a fast metabolizer. I'm gonna say that's true. I generally don't get many symptoms from drinking coffee, like the jitters or whatever people get. All of these you have to like look at the reports. This one was interesting though, freckling. It said that I was likely to have less freckling, but I very clearly have tons of freckles. So that one definitely wasn't true. Typical odds of early menopause. Photic sneeze reflex, which I think is when you sneeze when you go into the sun, or when you like are near bright light, and I have lower odds to that. I don't think I do sneeze in the sun. Sensitivity to the sound of chewing, misophonia. Typical sensitivity. I'd say that I was sorry. I'd say that I actually might be a little more sensitive to that, because I hate that sound. My little brother chews with his mouth open all the time and it drives me insane. Oh my gosh, I can't deal with this cough anymore. And then, let's see. Oh. My mom's texting me. Hair thickness is typical if European or African. So I'd say I do have I've been told I have thick hair, but I'd say it's pretty normal. Odor detection, typical sensitivity to sweaty odor. I don't know, I can smell when people smell, but pain sensitivity, they say it's typical. I would say that I have a very high pain tolerance, to be honest. I generally don't find that things hurt very much. With most things, like all my tattoos, they never hurt me, and all that stuff. And then, I'm actually kind of interested in this one. Let's see. Sweet taste preference. So, typical odds of preferring sweet taste. I'd say that's true. I don't think I like sweet and salty pretty evenly. I wouldn't say I love one more than the other. And then let's see, is there anything else? I think that's everything. Yeah, oh, and then you can also, this is really cool, you can also see your DNA relatives. So that's how I found out that my cousin was on there, Andy Brown. And then it says that with my DNA, I have 693 DNA relatives from my mom and dad's side. And a lot of them are like 3rd to 5th cousins or like 5th cousins. but they're all over the world. If I show you a map view, it's crazy. They're literally everywhere. So let's zoom this out a little bit. That is a map view. So you can see that there's a bunch in Canada, which is where I'm from. So that makes sense. And then there's a crap ton in the US, especially on the East Coast. I don't have any in, I have one in Mexico, but none in South America. A couple in Africa, which is interesting. A bunch in like Northwest Europe. So the United Kingdom and Ireland, Spain, Portugal, France, bunch in Italy, bunch in Germany, and all that. Couple in Scandinavia, and then this one is, I think this is in Russia. Yeah, St. Petersburg. And then there's one other one in Russia all the way over here, and one in China, and a couple in Australia, and one in New Zealand. So that's really interesting. I definitely want to get to know more people from my family, because I just find it very interesting. Who knows, maybe I could become really good friends with some of them and end up visiting them or something. And this obviously isn't showing everybody, because some of the people don't have their location on, so I'm pretty sure that it doesn't show some of the people. Just on the map view. But I think that's everything. So I hope you enjoyed this. I was really excited about seeing all this stuff. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can leave a question in the comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, this is very exciting for me, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. Have a great day. Like when I close my